Hey, you, happy Friday. I hope you had a good week. Let's get this show going. We got to talk about the NFL draft last night, winners and losers and big-time losers and idiots and all that fun stuff. Plus, Jerome Solomon is going to join me at 2:30 today. And don't forget, it's a fancy Friday, so hour number 3 just for the Patreon members. All that and more right now on Barry on Deck. Let go.
Live from the BiffNet Studios World Headquarters in Spring, Texas, it's Barry on Deck, hosted by former ESPN Houston radio host and stand-up comedian Barry Laminack, starring Oliver the Cat, written by Barry Laminack, produced by Barry Laminack, directed by, you guessed it, Barry Laminack, featuring sports, entertainment, special guests, film sessions, and some drinking. Okay, a lot of drinking. Viewer discretion is advised. And now, here's your host, Barry Laminack.
What's up, you damn dirty deckheads? Welcome to Barry on Deck. I am your host, Bob Smith, and this is episode number 243 of the show. It's April 30th. It's a Friday. It's 2021. If you didn't tune into Sports Right Live, you probably didn't get that part of the joke. But hey, thank you for being here today on this, a gloomy, dreary, rainy, fancy Friday here on Barry on Deck. Hey, I hope you had a good week. I hope you're having a good week. Let's get this weekend started off on a good note. 3 hours of fun today for you Patreon members. If you're not on the Patreon, I don't know what you're doing with yourself, but you're going to miss a hell of a number 3 hour. Okay, I'll be real honest. I'm fucking exhausted. So there's going to be a lot of issues with today's show, probably, just because I am functioning on little to no sleep, and it's just how it goes. Now, in hour number 3 today, I promised you guys we would do, I promised you we would do this on or before the draft, and we didn't. So in hour number 3 today, I'm going to take a Wonderlic test live. If you watched last night's Sports Right Live debut, soft opening for the new sports show that I'm doing with John Wessling and Mike Liebeshock, then you saw where spelling is not a strong point of mine, especially names. So the Wonderlic exam might go really bad for me. I probably gonna make myself look pretty dumb. And that's okay. That's okay, because no one expects me to be smart. Just super, super handsome with this big hog in my pants and be funny. One of those is true. All right, so let's get to the show. We've got a lot to do. I'm just making sure I got all my little notices out. All right, we have a 3-hour show, 2 for the public, 3 for the Patreons. So let's get cracking as we always do. We always start off by giving shout outs to the chat. Hey, look at Shelby out here just banging it out for the Deckheads. Good for you, Shelby. Shelby was the first and the greatest Deckhead in the history of the world for the next 3 hours at least. If you get it on Fridays, you get 3 hours. That's dope. Unless you're not on Patreon. Then you're only the greatest Deckhead for 2 hours. But Shelby is in first. Keith Sager was second. But then Keith Sager Congo blocked her. And I want to point something out here. So Shelby is the greatest Deckhead in the world. We know that for the next 2 hours at least. Keith, with the good job, good effort, came in second. You know, maybe thought he was first because it showed up first, sending his super chat right in front of Shelby's. And then Congo blocked her for the Triple Crown, which I think most of us feel like when a Deckhead actually gets first in the chat, all the dudes are kind of like, go ahead. Not Keith. Not Keith. He's like, bitch, back up. Back the fuck up, Shelbs. I got this. And then Congo blocked the shit out of her. What I love is that if you look at this stream here, Rev House was like, yeah, Shelby wins again. And Keith Sager is an asshole. Listen, I don't think Keith did it on purpose. He's definitely not D-Mata. D-Mata would have totally been like, I don't give a fuck about Shelby. I'm married and we ain't fucking. I'm a Congo blocker. I think Keith was accidental. I think Keith was just thought he was first, fired off the super chat, and here we are. He looks like a misogynistic piece of shit. I mean, I got all that. I'm not saying that that's what it is. I'm just saying that that's kind of what it looks like. Nonetheless, I appreciate both of you sitting in the super chats very much so. Thank you both for getting those in and supporting the show. I very much appreciate it. Rest of the folks in the chat, got to say what's up to Marvin Wingfield. I mentioned Reverend Lord Chris Householder III. Aaron J. Bryan is here. G-Man, the original super chatter, is here. Francisco Abarca, Total Dallas, truck driver Pookie in the building. Who else? John Dory is here. Alan Denson, what's up, man? By the way, Alan's on Twitter, you guys. Just has all the wrong names on there. Fidel Limon, CC, what's up? Happy Congo Blocking Friday. See? Got all called out. Tony Garza, what's up? It's because of Tony Garza. I have to go by the name Bob Smith for the fucking day. I'll explain that in a second. What's up, SVG? What's up, Fidel? What's up, Total Dallas? Richard Vales. Brandon Martinez. What's up, Playboy? Who else? Uriel Villanueva, we got you. Justin Swinford is here on a fancy fucking Friday. I'm adding to it. Okay. Incarnate. Jeff Bell, what's up, homie? Man, I'm in talks with Jen about your message, dude. I really appreciate you. Stephen Luther, what's up? Dandy Dan, what's up? Jen, what's up? Donna, my sweet Donna. Terrence, what's up, homie? PK in the building. Okay, let's just get to it. Oh, nope. I see a couple I didn't mention there that I wanted to get to. Sylvia, what's up, girl? Steven the weather guy with no update. What a dick. I am enjoying the rain, though. All right, let's go. Let's roll through it. There's Josh. It's Get Very Fucked Up Friday. No, here's the thing. I got to move this back to where it should be. Here's the thing. I cannot get fucked up today. I cannot get drunk today. I have a gig. I have to drive in the rain down to Houston, about an hour, pick up Andy Huggins, then drive back up north to Navasota about an hour, do comedy, then drive back down to Andy Huggins' house about an hour, and then drive back home about an hour. I have a very long day ahead of me. I'm going to be 4 hours on the road. I cannot be getting drunk today. I just cannot. I have to be responsible. That doesn't mean I'm not drinking. I am going to enjoy one adult beverage through the day. But no, I will not be. Nora was already like, no, you better not get drunk. I'm like, no, I'm not going to do shots. She's like, no drinking. I said, I'm going to have one Bacardi and diet. I mean, that's going to happen. But no, I'm not going to get drunk. What's up, KSM? How are you? Thanks for being here. So no, I'm not getting drunk today. I promise. What's up, Ben? How are you? Airy. Oh my God, I hate you, Ben. You're the worst person in the world. No, I'm just kidding. You're not. So no, but we are drinking as we always do, and we do it ASMR style. So let's go. Here's my glass of ice. Got to break that up a little bit. Let's get the old Bacardi out. Y'all know I rock that Bacardi and lime because I love it. Let's go. Let's get that good pour. Hold on. Let's make a sound right. Now this has to last me all day. That's a pretty good pour, right? I mean, that's mostly Bacardi. Oh, God. It feels so good. And now for my favorite part. Okay, well there you go. I hope everybody came a little like I did. That's my literally my favorite part of the Friday. That and breaking my goddamn microphone, which always seems to happen when I do the ASMR. But fuck them. We move on. All right. So cheers to you guys. Listen, I can't do shots today. I owe you guys shots from the golf tournament. We'll get those in next week. I promise you I owe you 4 shots. Maybe I'll do 2 on Monday, 2 on Tuesday. I can't do all 4. I'll be shit housed. But I do need to say a very special happy birthday out to Mimi, you guys. Can you all please take a moment to help me wish Mimi a happy birthday? Mimi, sweetie, I can't do a shot for you because I got to drive, but you know I love you to death. Mimi, thank you so much for being a deckhead. Thank you for being here all the time. Thank you for your support. It really means a lot. I hope you have a wonderful birthday. I hope you get some roadhead or a hand job or whatever it is you're into, Mimi. Happy birthday, sweetie. All right. Oh, that's a good one. Okay, let's get this show rolling. More like 7. What? No. CC said 4. CC said I only owe 4. I'm not doing 7 goddamn shots in one day. You guys are out of your fucking mind. You literally are trying to turn me into alcoholics, and I don't appreciate it. I may be enjoying it, but I don't appreciate it. Okay? All right, let's start. Let's get rolling. Let's start off with our sports headlines of the day. Obviously, we had the NFL draft last night. Obviously, we're going to talk about it. But let's get to some regular sports headlines before we deep dive into this draft, because we are going to spend some time talking about what happened last night in the draft, winners, losers, and everything else, all the fun stuff about it. Roger Goodell has come out and officially said, yes, the NFL is investigating Deshaun Watson under the personal conduct policy. Before we had seen statements from the NFL, we had seen statements in general, but finally Roger Goodell himself has acknowledged that, yes, they are investigating Deshaun Watson. This is no big revelation, but it's just now the head guy has finally acknowledged publicly that they are looking into it. So it is worthy of a headline, but nothing new. I mean, this isn't earth-shattering news here, but it is worthy of a headline. The Seattle Kraken are in. The Seattle Kraken are the 32nd NHL franchise. They finally got their final payment into the front office, so now they have officially become the 32nd NHL team. So congratulations to everybody in Seattle that loves hockey, and to everybody else. I'm sure they're thrilled about paying for a stadium. Roberto Alomar has been placed on the MLB ineligible list after a 2014 sexual misconduct allegation. He said he can't wait for his day in court, but that's pretty much what they all say. He had been serving in a consultancy role for Major League Baseball, and obviously that's going to be no more. He is out on that. The Carolina Panthers have picked up their 5th-year option on quarterback Sam Darnold, so that tells you where they're headed. 9 Major League Baseball teams have reached 85% vaccination rate for easing protocols. They have to hit 85%, and then MLB will relax on some of the things that, as a team, that they have to do. So you've got 9 teams out there that have reached 85%. Well, we know one of them probably ain't the damn Astros, with Jordan finally going to be coming back, but he was put on the protocol again. They didn't release the names that I saw of the 9 teams, but apparently there are 9 of the 30 Major League Baseball. 30? 16, 32? Is there 30? It's 4 teams in the division, 4 divisions. I always fuck it up. I know football's 32 and basketball's 30, but I'm pretty sure. How many are in baseball? Why can't I never remember that? All right, so we're going to do a bunch of draft stuff as well. I'm going to pull up, if you missed the draft last night for whatever reason, if you missed the draft coverage last night from Sports Riot, boy, did you miss some fun. New show I've started with my pals John Westling and Mike Liebeshock, and we do that show. This is the link to it if you missed it. Nope, that's not the link. That's also not the link. What are we doing here? There it goes. Sports Riot Live on Twitch, man. For everybody that hung out with us last night, I just want to take a moment and say thank you for hanging out with us. It meant the world to see you guys show up and shoot this shit with us and watch the draft with us. And I really think we're going to have a badass show going forward. We're going to do it every Tuesday and every Thursday from 7 p.m. to 9 p.m. on this Twitch channel that you see right there, twitch.tv/Sports Riot Live. It is its own entity. It is its own thing. It really has nothing to do with Barry on Deck other than I'm here and you guys that watch this show, some of you go watch that show, and that's it. It is its own entity and it will be treated as such. That's why it has its own channel, its own social media and everything else. So not on my personal Twitch channel. It is on its own. And it was a fun ass night of draft coverage. 4 hours we spent. 4 hours I spent trying to spell names right. John fucked me right off the rip. So John Westling's like, hey, Barry, I'm going to set the over-under at how many names you misspell at 3.5. And I was like, why? I could have just copied and pasted that shit, but now you've made it challenging. And I don't know if you saw the names in the draft, but holy fuck, way to put me behind the 8 ball, Wesley. I mean, I missed some easy ones too. But it was a lot of fun, and I'm really looking forward to this show. I think you guys are going to enjoy it, so go follow, and we ate all the support. And the reason why I opened the show saying this is Bob Smith is because it was so bad that I said I could, at least I'd be able to smell Bob Smith right. And Tony the Handsome said, you'd probably spell it like this, and then everybody laughed at me. And then Westling, of course, made another bet. Well, look, if you don't get 6 of the last 8 right, you have to change your name on Twitter. I'm like, why in the fuck do you get to dictate this? But whatever. Okay. So, yeah, my name is Bob Smith for the next day or two. We won't force you to spell any bad names. Yeah, please don't. I'm done with that shit. All right, listen, I know what my strong suits are. Spelling, not one of them. So I'm not even going to pretend like I'm good at it. Jason and the tough one, Newsom. Hey, fuck you. Newsom maybe not have an E at the end, okay? It could be Newsom. I'm sure there's Newsoms out there with no E. Newsom. Gavin Newsom. So you can suck a fat one, Dandy Dan, if that is your real name. Who names their kid Dandy? What a fucking dumb name. Dandy, by the way. But I'm sure you would have like, Dandy. We're from the suburbs. Gavin Newsom, who is the governor of California. Newsom. So for those of you that didn't see my reasoning and some of the spellings, I just want to invite you to go to fuck yourself town. That's all. I'm just saying. I'm not a good speller, okay? At least I own it. Some of you bitches hide behind spell check on the internet. Pussies. All right. So, yeah, a lot of fun last night. Make sure you go and follow Sports Right Live. We had a good time. So, speaking of the NFL draft, let's get into this. Now, I admittedly, I did not make a slide with all of the draft results, but I figured pretty easily I could just pull up a link and we could all look at it together and get the results. So let me do that first, just for the sake of being a good media steward. I mean, I guess. Here we go. No, that's instant grades. I don't want that yet. I just want the results. Here we go. The Mile High Report has some of the results. I don't give a fuck what website it is. I just want the results for you guys to be able to see. You guys, for those of you that missed it. So here we go. In case you missed it, here's the draft results. Trevor Lawrence, no surprise, went 1. Zach Wilson 2. The big surprise right off the rip was Trey Lance going 3rd to the San Francisco 49ers. Why was this a surprise? If you looked at odds, if you looked at Vegas, if you looked at everybody that had numbers on this draft and betting and everything else, everyone was pretty sure that Mac Jones was going to San Francisco because not just what San Francisco was saying and doing, but other things involved. Here's the thing, and I tried to warn you guys about this, but remember, I kept telling you leading up to this, don't buy into the hype that you see, which I bought into, placed money on it, but don't buy into the hype because teams will manipulate the messages that get told to the media. Teams will manipulate media members. They'll manipulate media organizations. If they're smart, they'll do it a certain way. Now, why the 49ers felt like they had to trick everybody, I don't know. But even their coaches and scouts didn't know. Literally nobody knew they were taking Trey Lance until the pick was announced. Everybody thought and assumed that it was going to be Mac Jones. So why they felt they had to do this, I don't know, but they fooled everybody. So Trey Lance goes 3rd from North Dakota State to the San Francisco 49ers. So that's pretty interesting. 4th, Kyle Pitts goes to the Falcons. And, Matt Ryan gets a weapon. So we'll see. They didn't get a backup for Matt, but they did get a weapon for him. Bengals 5 with Jamar Chase. Dolphins 6 take Jalen Waddle, wide receiver from Alabama. This was the other trend that we noticed last night doing the simulcast of the show, or the sidecast of the draft. One interesting thing is there's this new trend where they're matching up receivers with quarterbacks. Like if you look at Jamar Chase, LSU guy, now he's matched up with Joe Burrow in Cincinnati. Dolphins go out and get Tua's target from Alabama, Jalen Waddle. Pretty interesting. I don't know if that's going to be a continuing trend, but yeah, something to keep an eye on. So number 7, the Lions go out and get Penei Sewell. People thought he might go a little sooner. I thought he might go to the Bengals. They needed help. Dolphins needed O-line help, decided not to. Carolina took J.C. Horn at number 8. Broncos took Patrick Surtain II at number 9, totally fucking the Cowboys out of the pick that they wanted. So in return, the Cowboys decided that they would collude with the Eagles to screw the Giants. So the Eagles move ahead of the Giants and take Devontae Smith out of Alabama to get a weapon for their offense, at which point the Giants, who were probably thinking wide receiver for Daniel Jones, decided, well, fuck it then. If we're not going to get our guy Devontae Smith or a top-tier wide receiver, we'll just have to move back in the draft. So now they traded out from the 11th spot with the Bears, who then go out and get the quarterback they were looking for in Justin Fields. A lot of moving parts there. A lot of moving parts. To me, that was the most interesting part of the draft, was the Philadelphia Eagles and the Dallas Cowboys basically colluding to screw the Giants. I'm here for it, though. Fine. You think I'm going to get upset if the Texans and the Jags put something together to screw the Titans? Hell no, I'm not going to be upset about that. Fair is fair. The Giants could have made an offer easily and moved up as well. It doesn't matter. Yeah, CC said it best, sleeping with the enemy. So the Giants had to move back, and, the rest is history. We'll see. So the Bears move up and get Justin Fields. We'll see if that cures what ails them. Cowboys go with Micah Parsons. Rashawn Slate Jr. goes to the Chargers. Jets grab that guy, Elijah Vera Tucker, which, by the way, totally spelled that right. I did not spell that right. Mac Jones finally falls to number 15, right into the hands of Bill Belichick. You kind of thought Belichick would figure out a way to get a quarterback in this draft. But he gets Mac Jones. Now, whether that's good or bad, it remains to be seen. But New England does get a guy. We'll see what kind of guy they got. Cardinals grab Zaven Collins. Alex Leatherwood goes to the Raiders. And the joke last night was, probably don't even know who he is. They just drafted him because his name is Leatherwood. Jalen Phillips to the Dolphins, an edge rusher out of Miami. Jamin Davis goes to the Washington football team. Giants, after moving back, take Kadarius Toney, a wide receiver out of Florida. So you could tell they wanted a receiver. Remember, we talked about that just a second ago. They were drafting 11. Eagles move ahead of them and take Devontae Smith. So I guess the thought here for the Giants was, well, let's just move back and get mid-third round or mid-first round or, bottom first round value instead of reaching for a guy at that position. So let's pick up some extra capital in the process. And that's exactly what they did. Kwity Paye goes to the Indianapolis Colts. Titans grab Caleb Farley, a cornerback out of Virginia Tech. Vikings get Christian Darrisaw. Najee Harris goes to the Steelers. Cleveland Browns take Greg Newsome II. Ravens get Rashad Bateman. Peyton Turner to the Saints. Saints fans, how you feeling about that? UH product. Get you an edge rusher. We'll see how it goes for them. Eric Stokes goes to the Green Bay Packers. Here's where it gets interesting again from the draft, all right? Here's where it gets interesting. Aaron Rodgers wants out of Green Bay, which we're going to talk about a little bit more here in a second as well. But Aaron Rodgers wants out of Green Bay. Green Bay had a decision to make. Do we placate Aaron Rodgers? Do we try to get him somebody a weapon, make him happy? They said, no, fuck it. We're going to build our defense like we need to. They go out and get a cornerback. At least they didn't get another QB. Tracy Harris said, so I heard Houston has a new expansion team called the Texans. What? They're not good. I don't think they're going to be any good. Not for a while. You ain't right for that, Tracy. You ain't right for that at all. All right, so we'll talk a little bit more about the Green Bay Packers coming up in a second. Let me finish up with the results here. Greg Rousseau goes to the Buffalo Bills. Jason O goes to the Baltimore Ravens. Jason Owie? How do you say that name? I don't know. I didn't even spell it right. And Joe Tryon. Should have went with my gut here, and I wouldn't be Bob Smith on Twitter. Goes to the Tampa Bay Bucks. So there is your complete round one draft. I'm curious, chat. We talked about what I thought. We talked about some highlights from this. We're going to do some links with winners and losers and all that. What was your one memorable moment from the draft? What was who's your big winner? Who's your big loser? Don't flood the chat with, your opinions and shit, 1,000 of them, but I want to know one. Each of you give me one opinion or big winner or big loser. I'm curious to see what you guys think about the draft last night. How do you think it went? Are you happy with your team's pick? Are you pissed off? Were you surprised at the NFC East conspiracies? Were you surprised at anything else in the draft? I'm curious what your thoughts are. God damn it, House. Jesus Christ. I'm not even reading that. You look like a 9-year-old. Get your shit together. You're a moderator. You have to conduct yourself as a goddamn professional. What's up, White Magic? Get your shit together. Total Dallas said Bears are the winner. Their fans needed that. Yeah. I mean, we'll see. We'll see if he's the guy. We'll definitely see if he's the guy. Big winner, Steven the Weather Guy says spell check. Fuck you. Fuck you, Steven. Jamar Chase to the Bengals, Donna says. Like that move. Terrence Cartwright said, I'm pissed about Parsons. Can't stand the fucking Sheagles. Well, yeah. It happens. The biggest loser is clearly the Texans. Yeah. I mean, look, they didn't get to play yesterday. They didn't get to be scrutinized. And the good news is you're not going to have a first-round bust from 2021. Bad news is you're not going to have a first-round pick. Who else did I miss? So Sean said it could have been better for me yesterday. The Bears got a quarterback and the Packers are melting down. Oh, it couldn't have been better. So it sounds like Bears fans are happy with Justin Fields. Okay. That's good. If you guys are happy, then that's all that matters. I'm not 100% sold, but it's funny because, you know, you get a vibe with a Justin Fields. Is this another, and I just settle the fuck down as I say these words because I'm not saying he is, but you get a Patrick Mahomes kind of draft day vibe to this, right? Where it's like, ooh, did the Bears just trick everybody? Did everybody just reach? Like, we're going to look at some of these cats and be like, that never really worked out for them, right? Like, is Trevor Lawrence going to be a Sam Darnold? Right? Is Justin Fields going to be Patrick Mahomes? Is Trey Lance going to be Patrick Mahomes or Deshaun Watson? I mean, like, we don't know how this is going to play out, but I just get this very Patrick Mahomes-this vibe from Justin Fields. Like, yo, the kid's got an arm, and he's not just a scrambler. The kid can throw the ball. He can read defenses. He can play the position. He's a smart quarterback. And you just wonder, is that going to translate to the NFL and how it's going to turn out? And nobody would have ever predicted that Patrick Mahomes would be what he is. And we can't say the same about Justin Fields, but it will be interesting to see if that's how it evolves. But I'm glad Bears fans are happy. At least you have something to be happy about for a change. Cece said the Lions with Penei Sewell was a nice pickup. Very much so. You talk about value in the draft. That might have been the best value pick. Where did he go? Penei Sewell fell all the way to it was middle. Yes. Well, 7. Most experts thought he was a top 3 caliber pick. Obviously bested his position. And when you talk about all the young quarterbacks and needs around the league on the O-line, getting him at 7 was a pretty good deal for the Lions. I thought he would have gone 5th. I thought he would have gone to the Bengals. That didn't happen. Jen said it was nice to pick outside of the top 5. Yeah, no doubt, right? No doubt, Jen. Picking at the bottom had to feel good, actually. How said I feel like the Bears got the best player in the draft, and I'm a Vikings fan. So a lot of y'all sold on Justin Fields. I'm going to tell you right now, a lot of people think Kyle Pitts was literally the best player in the draft. Not the best, obviously Trevor Lawrence was the best quarterback in position of need for Jacksonville and this, that, and the other. Most people will tell you athletically gifted football player-wise, Kyle Pitts was probably the best player in the draft. You can make arguments for a lot of these cats in the top 10. Penei Sewell might have been the best player in the draft if you value protection for franchise quarterbacks. All right, so who else? Big winner was the dictionary. Fuck you. Fuck you, Tony. KD said Bears grabbing Fields was a makeup for not picking up Watson. It could be true. It could be true. We'll see how it happens. We'll see how it plays out. Tracy Harris said the big loser was Goodell reading the same speech every fucking time. Speaking of that, it's funny because they made a note about how Roger Goodell is actually embracing getting booed now. Like, he's soaking it up. Like, and again, I didn't get to watch it live on TV because I was doing the sidecast on Sports Riot Live. But there was an article out this morning that was talking about the fact that he's actually turned heel and embracing the bad guy role. And in fact, he said, come on, let me have it. I didn't get out of my basement for nothing. All right, settle down, Roger. You're not the show. Everyone just loves to hate you because you're very hateable. But don't try to be, I mean, look, props to him for embracing it instead of being like, why don't they like me? But at the same time, you know, let's not start to make it about you, okay? So, oh shit, look at Jerry Bow. I just joined the Patreon. You ain't leaving me here solo that last hour. Yo, much appreciated, homie. Jerry Bow in the building. All right, what else? So yeah, Roger Goodell embracing the booze was interesting. Now, I haven't given you my big winner of the draft, and I have a big winner. First of all, we mentioned, by the way, the Trey Lance thing with the Niners. If you missed it, they didn't tell anybody. They didn't share that information with anybody. They just did it, and then their entire organization found out that Trey Lance was the guy when it was announced. So pretty sneaky by the Niners. We'll see if that gamble paid off. The big winner in the 2021 NFL draft is Zach Wilson's dad. That's really the big winner in the NFL draft. This young lady on your screen is Zach Wilson's mom. The internet lost its goddamn mind when it saw Zach Wilson's mom. I want to read you and show you some of the stuff that was posted. So Total Sports Now went out and grabbed a bunch of the tweets about Zach Wilson. His dad's got to be 86. Is that true? The internet, though, lost its shit. In fact, the very first tweet from a dude named Jack McGuire, who is, let me just pull this up. The very first tweet from a dude named Jack McGuire, who is confirmed on Instagram's or Twitter's got the blue check. Not welcome to New York, Zach. Welcome to New York, Zach's mom. Riley Freeman says Zach Wilson's mom hot. She's single. I mean, come on, fam. Y'all leave this man alone. Hold up. That's Zach Wilson's mom? Zach Wilson's mom could absolutely ruin my life. Zach Wilson's mom is the real MVP of the draft so far. Zach Wilson's mom giving off a real Stifler mom vibe right now. Not gonna lie, I can't tell if that's Zach Wilson's girlfriend or his mom. Hey, anyone got Zach's mom's number? Come on, fam. If y'all talk this much about my mom, I'd be ready to murk some bitches. Zach Wilson's mom had 6 kids. Bless her, she looks amazing. Zach or smash or pass Zach's mom. Now, see, that's too far. You can't start asking smash or pass questions about somebody's mom. That's so fucked up. Zach Wilson's mom just made me bark at my TV. I mean, look, she's not like the hottest woman on the planet. Don't get me wrong. You know, there's always going to be dudes like Walter like, she's okay. Shut up, Walt. See, right there. She's okay. Listen, man, she's a fucking mom of 6. She's probably in her goddamn 50s. If you're just looking at pure 100% grade A woman. Oh, now see, Walt, you ain't right. You ain't right. You got some dude over here with a boner. Now, like, what? That's not true. She doesn't look like Zach Wilson with a wig. Let me go grab a picture of Zach Wilson and put this side by side. Zach Wilson. But the thing is, you have to take into account in a situation like this, you have to take into account the age of the individual. Like, that's important. I want to know how old she is, but I'm betting she is, let's see, I wonder if I just Google Zach Wilson's mom. Oh, look, that's the first fucking thing on Google. You guys are terrible. Terrible. Yeah, Zach Wilson's mom is trending on Twitter. I don't see her age. Lisa Wilson is her name. Yep, I got nothing. Y'all are dirty people, though. There's a few videos of her on the gram where she looks her age. No bueno. Well, aren't we judgy? Well, aren't we just judgy? Yes, that's exactly. No, see, hold on. I'm searching for research purposes. Yeah, what does the dad look like? That's a good question, CC. That's a good point. Is anybody out there Googling Zach Wilson dad? Is the dad hot? CC, is that what you're saying? Yeah, of course she's at least 40. Oh, Jesus. Now, see, hold on. All right, we have here in our midst. He looks like, I get a very O.J. Simpson, Nicole Brown Simpson vibe here. This is kind of a weird place to be. Really, CC? This is what does it for you? This, huh? This is what's getting your biscuit. The dad makes me splish splash. Look, yeah, come on, Fidel. You're not going to tell me that doesn't, if I go out and pull up a picture of O.J. Simpson and Nicole Brown Simpson, are you guys going to tell me that don't look, come on, fam, let me find the photo. Don't start hating on me, Fidel. Don't you do it. Don't you fucking do it. Look, here we go. Boom. Copy. I'm going to save that out. So basically what Cece's saying is that O.J. Simpson floods her basement. Let's put this over here. Let's add this here. Yeah, what now, suckers? Now what? Come on, fam. Don't tell me that ain't the same thing. Don't tell me that ain't the same thing. Y'all get hung up on, well, but Zach Wilson's dad's not black. Look, don't be racist. Don't be racist. He doesn't have to be black to look like O.J. Simpson, and he doesn't have to be black to give off the vibe. But now what? Y'all can suck it. Y'all know I nailed that. I nailed that first try. Boom. Chris said, wait, you just were saying that we were wrong for critiquing the mom and you're going on the dad. I'm just saying they give off a vibe. I'm not critiquing the dad. I didn't say I'd fuck the dad. I wasn't like, boy, I'd like to pound his meat into the ground. No, I'm just saying that I get a very O.J. Simpson vibe from the two, from this couple. That's all. This is the exact image in my head that I saw when I saw them. His mouth looks like a cat's mouth. We're not gonna start roasting the Wilsons, okay? I'm not gonna turn Bob Smith on deck into roasting the Wilsons. The mom is cute, the dad is cute, a little chunky, got a cat mouth. Ain't nothing wrong with that. They make pretty babies with good arms. What do you want? It's America. Let these people live their life. Also, Cece has questionable taste in men. Okay, looking at older pics of the dad, he went to Fred's hair guy. You have to know what ESPN is to get that. ESPN Radio Houston. Damn, I just laid off 30 people, but your boy made the cut. What? Hey, congratulations, House. That's some scary shit, dude. Trust me. Trust me. This show doesn't exist without getting laid off. I'm glad you made the cut, though, man. Turn off the goddamn internet and get to work. Watch this shit later. Sean said, I don't understand that pick. They literally just got rid of the same guy. Maybe we'll have to see. I mean, you can't, you get that vibe maybe, but you can't say that for sure. You don't know how he's going to perform. I mean, maybe, but, all right, let's get to, what else do I have? Let me see here on the rundown from the, so fans boo Roger Goodell. The 49ers kept everyone in the dark. Social media exploded. Oh, and then I just wanted to show this just so that you kind of have an idea of somebody else's winners and losers. Bears are winners for trading up and taking Justin Fields. This is all according to Sportsnot. Losers, Las Vegas Raiders with a major first round reach. I'm telling you, they just went with Leatherwood because that's his name. That's what Shock was saying. Winner, Minnesota Vikings continue to excel in the NFL draft. So they like the Vikings pick. Loser, what exactly are the New York Giants doing? Getting fucked by the Cowboys and the Eagles, bud. That's what. Shut up, Incarnate. Winner, North Dakota State quarterback Trey Lance. Yeah, getting picked third. That's a big deal. Good for him. Losers, Green Bay Packers. Didn't do anything there. Could have traded down. Winner, New England Patriots. Getting Mac Jones. Just had to sit there. Didn't have to move up. Didn't have to waste any draft capital. Got the quarterback that they maybe wanted. A quarterback that they wanted. Maybe not the quarterback they wanted, but got a quarterback. See how it goes. So that's what somebody thinks is the winners and losers from the draft on Sportsnot. So my draft day winner, let me pull up the, I would say, I know the sexy pick is Chicago, but I just don't, I think it's, you don't know about that. I think I might go, I like CeCe's idea of Detroit because you got a top 3 pick at 7. That's pretty good value. I think the Falcons did well because you knew they were going to take a quarterback. I'm trying to see value down in the middle of the draft because that's usually where you're going to find a winner. I mean, the New England Patriots might be the big winner in the draft. Just because they got a quarterback and didn't have to move. So I'm going to say either of the 3. I'm going to say the Falcons won, probably got the best athlete NFL player in the draft. The Lions won because they got the best offensive lineman in the draft. And the Patriots won because they didn't have to move to get a need. Yeah, Walt said Miami is having a good draft, actually. Yeah. Dolphins did pretty well for themselves. They got Jalen Waddle, wide receiver. And who else did they grab towards the end? Oh, Jalen Phillips, edge rusher out of Miami. So, yeah. We'll see. We'll see how it all shakes out. All right, now, there's more to discuss. Let's get on this Aaron Rodgers topic for a second. Actually, before we do that, though, I do want to tell you about the good folks over at Dan's Seafood and Wings. Guys, it is crawfish season. And if you want some of the best crawfish in the city of Houston, well then, man, you need to get yourself over to Dan's Seafood and Wings. 2 locations for you in the Houston area. One on the southwest side on South Gessner. One on the northeast side on Uvalde Road. Both locations have the same menus. Check out their menus online. Eat at dans.com. I'm going to tell you right now, the Deckheads that have gone to Dan's absolutely love Dan's. Look at CeCe. Donna, let's do Dan's tonight. I'm telling you guys, if you love crawfish or just seafood in general, please, for the love of everything delicious, go to Dan's and try it, okay? Donna and CeCe and Fidel and Penguin Katie, myself, Francisco, Ray Lucio, and his whole crew that he works with, Nora, we've all had Dan's and we all swear by it, and I think you'll like it too. Especially if you're on the southwest side or the northeast side of Houston. Give it a shot. It's even worth the drive. I literally drive 40 minutes to put Dan's in my mouth. You should too. Go to eatadans.com. Check out the menu. Don't forget the crawfish. It's some of the best crawfish you're ever going to have in the city of Houston, hands down. They have 4 flavors for you too, by the way. Garlic butter seasoning, mild, medium, extra spicy. All of it fresh, all of it delicious. They do the boiled egg, which is in vogue now. Go check it out. Eatatdans.com. Do your boy a solid. Eatatdans.com. And follow him on Instagram, eatatdans, and do me a favor. Tell him, hey, man, found you guys through Barry on Deck. Love the food. If you've eaten it, go try it. It's eatatdans.com. Put Dans in your mouth. Not their slogan. What's up, Shock? Shockadopoulos in the building. Are you as tired as I am? Howdy, fam. Howdy, Mr. Smith. I hate you. Bob Smith. Oh, man. What did Matt say? Matt says something. Hey, Bob, fuck firewall swaps. What happened? There was a firewall swap? I don't know what that means. Katie said, Walt, I am sure that Miami has sent Houston some bottles of champagne for the gift. Boy, don't even bring it up. It hurts. It hurts so bad. Doesn't feel good. Okay, let's get back to the football topics for a second, because the Packers are still committed to not trading Aaron Rodgers. The Packers have said, look, we're not going to do it. This is our guy. This is who we're rocking with. The GM came out and said as much. He has turned down phone calls. He said, we've been working through this for a little while now, and I just think it may take some time. That is Brian Gutekunst, the GM of the Packers. He said, but he's a guy that kind of makes this thing go. He gives us the best chance to win, and we're going to work towards that end. We're not going to trade Aaron Rodgers, end quote. So I think, though, when you hear that, you got a call. Well, John Lynch, who is the GM of the San Francisco 49ers, who are trying to find a replacement, an heir apparent for Jimmy Garoppolo, he's shared what he said. He said, yeah, we inquired, and it was a quick end to the conversation. It wasn't happening. That was Dan Wetzel that reported that on Twitter. But apparently, we talked a little bit about it yesterday and going into the draft on Sports Riot Live on Twitch. But apparently, picked up the phone, immediately called the Green Bay Packers, did John Lynch, and said, let's do it. Tell me what you want and I'll send it. We're not doing anything, John. Thanks for the phone call. See you next time, buddy. Have a good draft. Hung up the phone. That's it. So again, we talked about it yesterday when the news broke on right here on Barry on Deck, but they're taking the Texans approach. We're going to make this work. Listen, if the players aren't happy, you ain't making it work. I hate to tell you this. Unless you fire the coach, you get rid of the offense coordinator. It's too late, I think. It's way too late to fix this if you're the Packers. If a player gets to the point where they're like, fuck this, I'm out. I don't want to be here anymore. I don't like you guys. Think about yourself as an employee. Think about that for a second. Think about you work for a company and you pour your heart and soul into that company. And you get to the point where you're like, I can't stand these people. I can't stand this company. I don't like working here. I don't like what we do. I don't like the people I work with. I don't like my boss. I don't like my boss's boss. I don't like my coworkers. I can't stand none of this shit. I want a new job. Now, yeah, they may throw some money at you. They may, but at the end of the day, you may take the money and 2 months later, you're like, okay, it wasn't worth it. I'm miserable again. It's the same thing. These guys are no different in that regard. Yes, the money is the difference in between the two of you and them, but it's still a job. They still have coworkers. They still have bosses. And they still hate their fucking job and don't want to work for that company anymore. So all that you should keep in mind. Because there was a big rumor that the Niners had a trade. Now, I saw somewhere, I don't remember who said it, but somebody said that the Denver Broncos would not be drafting a quarterback because they pretty much had a deal done with the Packers to get Aaron Rodgers. Now, if you go back and look, Broncos did not draft a quarterback. We're going to find out. Aaron Rodgers is, I don't know. I would be interested to see what the odds are in Vegas if Aaron Rodgers is even expected to be a Packer in the upcoming season. I don't know. Was it Mark Schlereth? Yeah, so it was Mark Schlereth. Thank you, Captain. Mark Schlereth is the one that said it. My gut tells me Aaron Rodgers is going to get his way. But the Packers are going to play hardball. Exactly what happened with the Texans and Deshaun Watson. They're going to hold out for the absolute last second and then get the absolute best deal. And they're not going to reach on draft day just because. Because you don't trade Aaron Rodgers just for draft picks. You've got to get some veteran talent in exchange, which is why the Niners made so much sense. But there are other opportunities out there. There are other teams out there. I mean, the Broncos don't have a quarterback per se that you would want to take in exchange. But let's think about that. You know, Westling put on his tinfoil hat and talked about the Cowboys trading Dak and a bunch of picks that they had to Green Bay. There's still the opportunity that maybe Seattle really does want to get out from Russ Wilson. There's a lot of opportunities left to be had. I don't think either team does that. And I don't think either player would want to do that. I know from the people that I know that have direct contact with Deshaun Watson, he doesn't want to play at a cold place. Not saying he wouldn't, but that is not his preference. And he has the no trade clause. So keep that in mind. That's not a direct quote from Deshaun Watson, but it's information from people that are close to him and in the organization. He doesn't want to go somewhere cold. Green Bay is about as cold as it gets for half the year. He might be the one. It wouldn't. Maybe the Texans and Aaron Rodgers and the Packers are all on the same page, but Deshaun might be like, no, let's keep working on Miami. I'm not going to Green Bay. That's the interesting thing. That's the tricky thing about these situations. These quarterbacks have to agree to it. You got to keep that in mind. These quarterbacks have to agree to it. They've earned that right contractually to be able to turn down some of these deals. It's about all the leverage they have in the NFL as players. So keep that in mind. All right, we're going to continue with the show with some sports on the other side. Don't forget, 3-hour show today. But before we rock on any further, I do want to take a second, pause for the cause. And I got to thank some folks, right? First of all, I want to say thank you to Crystal and Keith and Alex. Thank you all for your $5 Fridays. Crystal sent me $5 and said, I got to read you the message. All of the message today, by the way, made me absolutely crack up. The stuff that you guys sent. So I want to read these because they're that hilarious. So Jen said, happy Friday. Katie said, happy fancy Friday. Donna said, happy rainy Friday. Thank all three of you ladies for your $5 Fridays. Sylvia said, happy fancy Friday. Thank you for the $5 Friday, Sylvia. Ray Ramirez said, fancy Friday. Lamb bombs. And then Crystal said, for Jerry. And if you don't remember or you don't recall, my buddy, my pal, Jerry Rocha, friend of the show, friend of a lot of you guys, y'all follow him online. But Jerry Rocha, our buddy, fighting stage 4 colon cancer. And I want you guys to keep him in your thoughts, keep him in your prayers. If you pray, reach out to him on social media, tell him you love him, tell him hi, encourage him to keep fighting. I believe in him. He's going to beat this. But Jerry's a good friend of mine, good friend of the show. Deckheads love him. So please show Jerry some love while we're at it online. Please. I would appreciate that. Anyways, thank you all. Crystal, TDP, Sylvia, Donna, Katie, and Jen. Thank you all on Venmo for the $5 Fridays. Y'all are the best. And also on PayPal, thank you to Keith Sager and Alex Villanueva. You guys also the best. And I want to read you what they wrote because it kind of made me laugh. It's pretty damn funny. You guys send the best messages when you send me these. While I'm pulling this up, I do want to say thank you to Brandon Martinez. Y'all don't know this, but Brandon's really been trying to get this Patreon thing clicking. He really wanted to get to 200. I promised I wouldn't do a third hour until we hit 200, and then I just felt bad because it looked like we were never going to get 200. But Brandon did his part. Added a second Patreon account just to bump the numbers up. And then he just upgraded it. Bro, you could have canceled this, homie. I appreciate you, though, y'all. So Brandon Martinez has 2 Patreon accounts and just upgraded one of them to a big Deckhead tier, so I appreciate that. Also, welcome H-Town Badger, a.k.a. Flipperachi. He is now the newest member of the Patreon family, a big Deckhead. Actually, the newest member, based on the chat, Jerry Bow, but I will announce it next week, Jerry, officially, so I can make the slide and like I do. By the way, Keith Sager with the $5 Friday on PayPal said, Happy $5 Friday. And no, we don't want to give you the shakes. If you don't know what that means, you need to go back and watch the show. I feel like everybody's trying to turn me into an alcoholic. Also, thank you. The $10 $5 Friday to Alex Villanueva said, happy Fiesta Friday. Great week of content as usual. Twitch looks like it's going to be so much fun. Thanks for giving us something to look forward to every day. Dude, thank you for being here every day. Seriously, I appreciate it, and it means the world to me. Thank you so much for your contributions, Alex. By the way, if you want to join Patreon, if you want to get to the third hour of the show, just go to patreon.com/Barry on Deck. You can sign up. You can get that third hour. Here's some of the stuff you do get based on the tier that you join. So the official Deckhead, this is the last day. If you are currently an official Deckhead, you're gonna lose your access to the Discord. You're gonna lose your discounts. You're gonna lose all that stuff. So you need to get upgraded if you want to continue to get that stuff. Going forward, we're only going to have the big Deckhead and huge Deckhead tiers. And you see all the stuff that you get based on, those tiers. But if you want to join, it's really simple. Just go to patreon.com/Barry on Deck. You can join the show, join the program, join the Deckhead family, meet us on the Discord, get all the swag, and get access to the third hour of the show. Yeah. Brandon said, most importantly, the Discord. That's the two favorite parts of everybody, is the Discord and now the third hour. And you can only get those if you're on the Patreon. All right, we got to get to a break. We got a lot more sports to talk about. So I hope you're ready for some sports, because we're going to keep it sportsy. On the other side, we got to talk about the Astros. We got to talk about Reggie Jackson. Some Major League Baseball busts early on. Miguel Cabrera, Nick Saban. They found the people that stole Lady Gaga's dogs. And some more. And don't forget, in hour number 3, if you're a Patreon member, I'm going to take the Wonderlick live on air and see how fucking stupid I really am. Okay? Yeah. So Jerry Bo said, how does the link to the third hour on Patreon work, or how does that work? Yes. So go to Patreon. When this show is over after hour 2, I will I'll create the show for hour number 3 and paste the link in Patreon. It also gets added to the Discord. And if you are unsure, if you can't find it, you can also email Jen, and she will, nope, that's not it. If you email Jen, she'll get you the link to the show as well. So Jen at BarryOnDeck.com. I think she also has her Jen at Who's Fancy, but Jen at BarryOnDeck.com, and you'll get your email. She'll send it to you. So, Captain's not been low-key wondering about those dogs. Well, we're going to get into it. All of that and more right after this break. Now, normally I post Barry on Sports early in the week. I was off this week big time. I'm behind on everything. I didn't post this week's Barry on Sports until today. So if you haven't watched it on YouTube yet, give your boy the view, but you get to see it right now during this break. We're going to take 5 minutes. When we come back, we're going to sit on the corner and do some dope and have some more fun. Don't go anywhere. You bitches always leave me at the break. Stick around. It ain't that long. Let me go pee. Enjoy the break video. I'll see you in 5. This is Barry on Deck. I'm your host, Barry Laminack. I'm Barry Laminack, and this isn't what happened in sports. Let's start in the NBA, where Houston Rockets' Sterling Brown was seriously injured after getting hit with a bottle at a strip club in Miami last week. That is the worst bottle service I've ever heard of. Brown's teammate Kevin Porter Jr. was also at the strip club and had to sit out a few games for violating the NBA's health and safety protocols. Man, if Porter can just grow a beard, gain some weight, and average about 30 points a game, the Rockets might have them a future disgruntled superstar on their hands. An Ohio bar owner says NBA games won't be shown at his business until LeBron is expelled from the league for the things that LeBron James said about a police officer in Ohio. What a weird way to tell people you're closing for good. From the world of the NFL, some NFL teams are reportedly concerned about drafting Alabama wide receiver Devontae Smith because he weighed in at just 166 pounds. If only there was a team with no standards. When asked where he wanted to play, he said anywhere as long as it's warm. Smith looks like he skipped body day. The Cincinnati Bengals had splashy promos revealing their new uniforms made, which look just like their old uniforms. And you know the saying, you can't change a tiger's stripes, and always bet the under with the Bengals. In other sports news, Sean Kazmar Jr. has been called up by the Atlanta Braves after spending the last 12 years in the Braves minor league organization. 12 years around the minors. The hell, even Matt Gaetz is impressed. Ohio State is suing fashion brand Marc Jacobs for trying to trademark the word "the." As in, this is the dumbest court case I've ever heard of. How fragile is your ego, Ohio State, where you have to emphasize that you're the best state college out of Kent State, Akron, and Dayton? This week, UFC fans were heard chanting, "F*** Jake Paul! F*** Jake Paul!" Finally, something this country can unite over. The fight between Jake's brother and fellow YouTuber Logan Paul and Floyd Mayweather Jr. is back on, by the way. The rules allow Paul to weigh 30 pounds more than Floyd Mayweather for the fight, but Mayweather has to promise not to actually kill Paul at any point during the fight. Paul's initial request to be able to tag in his brother Jake was denied. I feel like at this point the WWE is just like, this is getting ridiculous, Jake. Logan, chill. Mayweather said, and I quote, "The match will be shorter than a YouTube clip." To which Logan Paul responded, "Whoa, you can count?" The PGA reportedly has a $40 million pool of money to pay players based on their social media popularity. And in related news, Jake Paul has announced he'll be joining the PGA Tour. First up, he wants to fight Dustin Johnson. Athletes at the Tokyo Olympics will be banned from all forms of protest on the podium, up to and including dying from COVID. And finally, former Olympic champion Caitlyn Jenner has announced that she is running for the governor of California. Jenner hasn't released her entire platform yet, but she is promising big changes ahead. Well, I hope if she wins, there's a smooth transition. I'm Barry Laminack. This is not what happened in sports. Daddy's making a YouTube video.
I got your bitch sitting on the goddamn corner doing dope. Sitting on the goddamn corner doing dope. Sitting on the goddamn corner doing dope. Corner doing dope. They are to be ashamed. Sitting on the goddamn corner doing dope. Sitting on the goddamn corner doing dope. Sitting on the goddamn corner doing dope. Corner doing dope. Goddamn right, bitch. Look at here. There you go. They're out here sharing marijuana. Look at here. There you go. The same old nasty ass people from last week. Corner doing dope. Corner doing dope. Corner doing dope. Corner doing dope. Goddamn corner doing dope. Corner doing
hour number 2 of Barry on Deck. I'm your host, Barry Laminack. Thank you guys for sticking around through the break. Those of you that did, those of you who didn't, well, you fucking missed it. Don't talk to me later, but hey, if we sit on the corner and do dope every Friday on this goddamn show, love that song, don't give a fuck what White Mike thinks, we're going to play it until the goddamn wheels come off. I don't know that there ever won't be a time I don't sit on the corner and do dope on a Friday until I get like a copyright strike or sued or some shit like that. But until then, we're going to rock that bitch until the wheels come off. Hey, welcome to hour number 2 of the show. Busy first hour, very sportsy. Obviously, a lot of NFL draft coverage we had to get to. Big night last night in the NFL, big draft. Not going to be covering hour 2 today. I was hoping on Wednesday when I had Josh Beard join the show, we mentioned that I would be joining him for draft coverage on day 2 on Twitch, on his Twitch channel and on the front page. And, well, I forgot I had a gig in Navasota tonight. So if you live in the Navasota area, Andy Huggins and myself are headed your way. We're going to be there. The show starts at 8 o'clock. It's someplace, I don't know the name of it. It's Navasota. There can't be that many goddamn places to do comedy, right? I don't know the name of it. Not that this matters because most of you don't give a fuck, but it's called, I don't know. It's at 101 East Washington Street in Navasota. I don't know what you want from me. That's the name of that's the address. I don't know the name of the place. It's going to be a big deal. I don't know. Me and Andy Huggins. That's going to be it. So no, I won't be doing draft coverage with Josh Beard live tonight on Twitch, unfortunately. But tune in to him and whatever else. Have a good time. So we did talk a lot of sports. We do have some more sports to discover. And don't forget, hour number 3 is solely for the Deckheads that are members of Patreon. In fact, during the break, I was working on that video, or that link to that show. So it should be available for you right when hour number 3 hits. So be on the lookout for that as well. Other than that, I think we're good. Let's keep rolling because there is more stuff that we need to get to. And one of those topics that I want to discuss, hold on, let me cancel this here. Get out of here. Scram, beat it, kid. Did you guys know, oh, wait. Donna said, hey, Barry, what is the Whiskey Neat Twitch channel? I don't think there is a Whiskey Neat Twitch channel, Donna. There's the YouTube channel. I don't know when my video with him drops, by the way. I recorded a show with him. I think it's just going to be on the Whiskey Neat show on YouTube. So check on that. When it drops, he's going to let me know, and I will certainly post a link on the Discord and my Twitter, and I'll promote it everywhere, as I tend to do when I join people. Hey, look at that. I'm on the front page of YouTube. I see 2 shows that are live. Me with 61 people watching, and Dr. Disrespect with 28,000. It's close. It's close. It's goals. That's what that is. I'm not gonna lie. I watched Dr. Disrespect this morning. He's a fun watch, man. Amos said, all my people from New Orleans in the chat, do y'all hit the beanie weenie when corner doing dope breaks? I don't even know what the fuck what in the fuck is the beanie weenie, Amos? Now I'm on YouTube. Instead of doing what I was supposed to do, which was find the Whiskey Neat Show's YouTube channel, see if the video is, no, now I'm fucking Googling beanie weenie on YouTube, or I'm searching beanie weenie. Is it a dance? Some of this stuff doesn't look good. There's the Shanana with guest Ronnie Spector and the Ronettes. I don't know what that is. The Andrews sisters do the Boogie Woogie Bugle Boy. Did the Boogie Woogie Bugle all day. Isn't that what that is? The Boogie Woogie Bugle all day. I don't know what that is. What the fuck is the Beanie Weenie, Amos? Let me see. Beanie Weenie New Orleans. I'm gonna put that in the YouTube. I swear I'm gonna find a video. Oh, here we go. This is gonna get me a copyright strike. We don't give a fuck. Let's go. Here's the Beanie Weenie. This is Hot Boy Ronald featuring Black and Mild. Okay, of course there's curse words and no, don't say the N-word. This is a white channel. Okay. What? Let's go. Oh shit. Okay. I mean, that sounds very familiar. I mean, I don't know. Did they steal from Soulja Boy or did Soulja Boy steal from them? P. Jones said, don't play that. Don't play that. Yeah, I just played it. We don't give a shit on this show. We'll get thrown off the air for beanie weenies. Okay. All right. You son of a bitch incarnate. You can go fuck yourself. All right. I'm going to tell you right now, we had fun with it, but I can already tell the deckheads are going to wear out the spelling jokes. You guys are going to make it to where it just gets on my fucking nerves. Rather than being like, all right, you know what? It's been a month. Let's maybe just let it go. It was fun in the moment. No, Incarnate is going to lead the goddamn run the joke into the ground charge. Mark my words. No, the Beanie Weenie's not a penis. We learned that. It's a dance in New Orleans. Amos said it's a dance everyone should know. That's funny. All right, let's keep rolling. So I don't know if you guys knew this or not. I pride myself on keeping up with baseball. I pride myself on knowing what the fuck's going on. Did you guys know that Reggie Jackson has been involved with the Astros organization now for a minute? Apparently him and Jim Crane are really good friends. Yeah, didn't know that. He has been working with Jim Crane. This is his quote. I'm involved and have been involved with Jim and the Stros. I'm happy to be here. It's working well. I'm fitting in, all to make the ball club better. And at the same time, we're working on a lot of baseball fields and charity things that we can do together for the community. So it's not just on the field. It's not just baseball. In fact, what I think a lot of it is off the field. It is charity stuff that he's working on. So pretty interesting, though, because he's saying, look, I'm friends. I had no idea. I really didn't know. No clue. No clue whatsoever. So, yeah, apparently Reggie Jackson has been involved with the Astros for a hot minute now. It says in the article on Larry Brown Sports, it says Jackson's involvement with the Astros doesn't sound like it will be extremely focused on baseball side of things. That said, this is a team that could still use the positive PR. Yeah, you know what? Hitching your wagon to Reggie Jackson, probably not the worst thing in the world. D-Mata said, at least we know we can't get banned for spelling anymore. Who the fuck told you that? Yeah, PK. Oh. Who told you that? You absolutely can get fucking banned for what is it? At least we can't get banned for spelling anymore. Yeah, the fuck you can. Let's enjoy last night for what it was, but let's not get it twisted. If you correct my spelling, you're still going to catch these ban hands on social media. Make no mistake about it. I swear by this until the day I fucking die. I don't give a fuck who you are. Ask people. Ask my really good friends that have corrected my spelling, and I'll be like, fuck, man, now I got to ban you and block you because I don't play that shit. And I still don't play that shit, D-Mata. I still don't. We had the fun, but no, I'm not going to be fucking, no. Steven the Weather Guy said they golfed together. No joke. My brother-in-law golfed with them. Oh, no shit. Interesting. All right. So Steven the Weather Guy gets a 5-minute timeout. Probably going to ban him. Actually, I'm going to leave yeah. So I might give him a week off on the Discord. Yeah, maybe I'll do that. No, they're not. They were, no. God, you guys. Here's what we're going to do. I'm going to close the chat before I literally just start shooting shots that I will regret. So we're closing the chat for now because again, I'm going to say this one more time, just as a public service announcement, not to anybody. You guys, One great thing about a joke is knowing when to let the joke go. Just a public service announcement. Not saying it's not over yet. I'm just saying, you guys I know will wear that fucking thing out, and it will get on my goddamn nerves. All right. What did I want to talk about? So let's do this because some of you seemed a bit interested in this. And I forgot that it happened. But yeah, if you weren't clear, if you didn't know, back in February, Lady Gaga's assistant was walking 3 of her French bulldogs when he was shot by a group of thieves. They made off with 2 of the dogs after the shooting. They were captured on video. Fisher, the guy that was walking the dogs, was hospitalized, but fortunately survived. They didn't have any clues. They didn't have much evidence. So, as my father-in-law used to say, Lady Gaga, he's so cute. Love that dude. Rest in peace, sir. Lady Gaga offered a substantial cash reward for the return of her stolen bulldogs, unharmed. Of $500,000, by the way. She offered up no questions asked, $500,000 return my dogs. So a woman identified as Jennifer McBride safely returned the dogs to the police 2 days after the incident. At the time, McBride said she had happened to find the dogs abandoned. And police said she wasn't a suspect. A new update to the case brought about serious legal charges against McBride and others allegedly involved in the crime. So much for no questions asked. Now, Lady Gaga might say no questions asked, but that doesn't mean the police are just going to let it go, that the police are just going to say, fuck it, right? 5 suspects were arrested on Thursday and placed in custody. James Jackson, who was 18, Jalen White, 19, Lafayette Whaley is 27, Harold White is 40, and McBride is 50. It's pretty wild. It says Jackson, White, and Whaley are believed to be detectives, are believed by detectives to be the robbers in the video who shot Fisher and stole the 2 bulldogs. All 3 have been charged with 1 count of attempted murder and robbery. Fuck. So it goes from, hey, let's go steal some French bulldogs. You might do a small bid, you get 24 months or some shit like that, time off for good behavior, whatever. Now you're up for attempted murder and robbery. Oof. It's pretty bad. Anyway, she got the dogs back. They're pressing charges, so I guess all's well that ends well. The guy lived. The dogs are back home with Lady Gaga, and the assailants are having charges pressed upon them. I don't think that's how you say it. I don't think that's the right words. Hey, question for you. I'm going to open back up the chat. I need to talk to you guys for a minute. Yeah, there's never such a thing as no questions asked. I'm going to open back up the chat now. I think we're done. I've proven the point that I needed to prove. At what age, chat? At what age did you stop giving a fuck about what people thought? Now, I just know there's going to be some of you that are like, I never cared. Oh, you're a badass. We're all impressed. So you don't have to reply. I never cared what people thought of me, guy and gal, doesn't have to reply. Don't need to hear it. Because that's not true. Everybody cares to a certain degree what other people think about them. But give me an estimate. It doesn't have to be like exactly, it was November the 3rd, 1988. And my dick fell out while I was swimming. And that's when I realized, fuck it. This is how Jesus made me. Yeah, you started it. You should. I still love you too. He said, what was yesterday? See, that's the thing. We all have some vanity in us, right? It's how you manage it. It's how you deal with it. But I think I'll say this, and John Westling knows this, and people that are in this business or comedy or whatever, when you do stuff like entertainment, if there's a microphone involved, there's a certain amount of ego. There's a certain amount of, I won't say narcissism, but there's, you care what people think. People that are in the entertainment business love to pretend like they don't give a fuck. All of us care what you guys think. And I think there are people that aren't in entertainment. Most of you care what other people think about you. Most of you do. Even the ones that are saying, yeah, I don't. There's a degree. There's a certain degree where you do stop, right? To a point. But you're always going to care a little bit. Now, it may not bother you, so let's not mistake not caring with not being bothered, right? For example, if someone thinks you're a fucking idiot or someone thinks you're a fucking asshole or just a dumb bitch and they're just like, oh man, I can't. Like, you may not care. But if enough people felt that way, it's going to bother you. So I think there's this fine line of, for the most part, when do you stop? You know what? This is how I am. I'm just going to be me. If people like it, great. If they don't, they don't. But then there are going to be some people in your life that it will affect you negatively if they thought negatively about you. Ray said late 20s. PK said can't please everybody, but 30 when I started caring less, to be fair. Mid 30s, Donna still does. Shelby said I care. Eamon said around 27, 28, about 30. Probably when I turned 30. I think I was 27 when I stopped giving a fuck. After having a bunch of kids. That's a good answer, Sean. I never stopped caring. Thanks, social anxiety. Fidel said 28. Chris Reyes said 30. Flip said that's my next New Year's resolution is to stop giving a fuck what people think. Cece said yesterday. Captain said 24. Westling 35. And of course, White Magic said 12. I knew White Magic was going to be one of those dudes that was like, I never gave a fuck what people thought. Yeah, you did. Yeah, you did. Yeah, you do. And in some way, shape, or form, you care. And that was my point. Everybody cares to a degree. But overall, at some point in your maturity, whether it's 25, 30, 35, 40, there's a study out that says at 46 is when most adults stop caring what other people think about them. 46. I mean, for me at doing this, I still care. I still care what people think. I don't let it bother me, but I still care. And I think that's okay. But that surprised me to see 46. That seems late in life to finally get enough confidence to say fuck it if they don't like me. Speaking of people that don't like me, join me on the show now. My buddy, my pal, Jerome. Welcome to the show, Jerome Solomon, everybody. Cron.com, senior columnist for the Houston Chronicle, Houston Sports Show, Texas Sports Nation, ESPN Radio, all that. Jerome, what age did you hit when you finally stopped caring what people thought? Or do you still care?
Oh, I damn sure don't care now. No, I stopped caring what people thought a long time ago. I don't even, and oh yeah, maybe, and I don't know where you were going with this or what you did before the 20 seconds I caught at the right before you put me on. There's a distinction between not giving a damn what people think and overreacting to what people think or letting what people think affect how you feel about yourself. There are some layers within each and every one of those. When I was in high school, I cared a lot about what people thought. When I was in first couple years in college, I cared a lot about what people thought, and in those ages, I reacted to what they thought and tried to shape myself into a way where they thought a little bit differently on some level. But I never overreacted to what people thought, though, because I always kind of believed in who I was and where I was from and what I was like. And I'm also kind of an asshole, so I thought most people didn't know a damn thing, so I wasn't really concerned about what they thought necessarily. You know what I mean? Like, I use the word kind of loosely there, kind of, sort of, right? Basically, pretty much,
yeah.
for the most part.
Look, I kind of,
Give and take a little, okay? Work with me here.
Am I bothering you? I don't want you to think I think bad of you. You're like, you just hurt my feelings, you son of a bitch. Like, kind of.
See, but that's what I'm saying. Like, if you have self-esteem issues, and a large percentage of people do, that people are not approving of who you are, or not even not approving, just say something critical about you, it bothers you a lot. Well, I've never been one of those people that was that bothered. I've been much more a person who's like, okay, they say this, then let me explain to you why. That's some bullshit. You know what I mean? As opposed to me taking it internally and going, oh my God, I must be dumb because they say I'm dumb. I'm like, no, I'm just way smarter than your dumb ass. So you're calling me dumb is just more indicative of how stupid you are.
I think it's different levels, right? Because I think too, it depends on what it is that bothers you. Is it intellectually? Is it physically? Like, are you self-conscious about the way you look, about the way you talk, about do people think you're smart or not? Do people think you're a good parent? Do people think you're a good writer, comedian? There's whatever it is you do. Do people judge me? And because I think everybody has something that they doubt in themselves, and when people point it out, that bothers them.
I guess I can get that, but when you're so damn good at everything, it's really difficult to accept when somebody says you're not at something. You know what you would know what I'm saying. But some of your listeners might understand. Like
I hate you so much.
Clearly, you don't understand.
No, but I'm not good at anything.
And I'm not even bullshit. I'm only half joking on that, because the other half really is like, if somebody says you're a bad comedian, that shouldn't bother you at all. Fuck them. Mm-hmm. Now, if great comedians on the planet tell you you're a bad comedian, that should be a sign that you're not good.
Yeah.
But regular, ordinary Joe, Schmo, Jane, Lisa, John, Deshaun, whatever, whoop they fucking do. They don't know what the fuck they're talking about. So that kind of stuff never bothered me. That kind of stuff, that a random criticism of somebody when you're walking down the street who might have something to say about you, that shit never bothered me, because I'm like, they don't know who the fuck I am. I don't care about that. So no, and some random person sending me an email about something I've written, or hit me on Twitter about something, I don't give a fuck. Who the fuck are you?
I think,
you know what I mean?
So the reason where I was going with this.
Let Michael Wilbon read one of my columns and go, hey man, that's just terrible.
Yeah, you're not good at this. You need to stop.
Let somebody impressive tell me what I did poorly. Then I'll be affected by it. But random people, no, come on. Because and like I say, I was half joking, but the half joke is that because if you are pretty good at some stuff, you're also going to get a lot of people telling you how good you are at that stuff. So, and that's one of the problems with this, just the general thought. And again, I don't know where you were before this, but with the general thought of, are you bothered by what people say about you? Why is it bothered? The reason it's bothered is because you think of it as a negative. You're talking only about the bad shit people say about you. Well, why are you not affected by all the good shit people say about you? You know what I'm saying? So I can run down a list of spectacular names of people who are outstanding in what they do, who would tell you Jerome's a bad motherfucker. Am I gonna weigh those people less than random motherfucker who decides I'm not good? No, not me. And I'm not using that big name as some kind of name dropping thing. I'm just more saying that it's rare for anybody. I mean, I'm in a public specter and you are, so we get crisscrossed with some people that have some names. but it's rare for somebody to walk around and everybody say you ain't shit. Unless you just ain't shit.
Unless you ain't shit. And then you ain't going to be in the public for very long if you ain't shit.
You hear, man, you're funny. Man, you're cool. Wow, you're smart. Oh, you're beautiful. Oh, you're so handsome. Oh, I like the way you do this. You hear all of that. But the one jerk who says, you ain't shit, that's the one that stands out.
It's called negativity bias. And it's when you fixate, like you could get, and I was talking about this when I was doing an old podcast called The 15, where I interviewed people that went viral, and I talked about what their life was like before, during, and after going viral. The very first guy I ever interviewed was the guy that did the evolution of dance. I don't know if you remember that video, but he like did all the dances over the decades, and he said he would fixate. He would get 1 million likes, and then he would get one dislike, and that he would get 1 million people that said they loved the video, but he would fixate on the one guy that would said, you can't dance or you suck. And he said that that's a negativity bias that you have to overcome. And I think it relates to this in some way, because where I was headed with this was there's an article that said at age 46 is when most adults stop caring what people think. And I thought, that's late. Like, you're done you're not done, but you are so who you are by then that if you're self-conscious, if you have low self-esteem, if you're a people pleaser, that's part of my problem, is it gets all melted into, I'm a people pleaser. I want people to like me. I don't want to tell people no. So if people do say, you ain't funny, I don't like your show, you suck on radio, you suck on stage, it's not that I think that I'm bad at it. I just want them to like me, right? So I think it doesn't make me want to quit, but I'll focus on that versus the 10 people that are like, oh, you're funny. You should, I loved and enjoyed this show. So I think it's just inherently in a lot of us to fixate on the negative. But they even talked about like appearance. Most adults don't get over being self-conscious about their appearance until they're 35. That's wild. Like, that's so late.
Well, hold on. Well, some of these words you're tossing out there are too open-ended, and there are too many. There's too wide a broad of a range. Like even the one at the 46, you stop caring. Well, what does caring mean? Like I said earlier, you care. You can care to extent of I want to see what they have to say. That's all I care. That caring? Or what they say really hurts me, and I'm gonna stay inside in hiding for 2 days after hearing a bad comment. That's caring too, but that's two completely different spectrums, right? Yeah. And you just gave 35 about the body. What was the word you used?
Appearance. You're self-conscious about your appearance. You become comfortable.
About appearance. That's a lie. Because, and again, the self-conscious, what does it mean? Does it mean as people get to 35, they stop, dieting, they stop working out, they just quit? No, people keep going with that, or they say they decide that their size is fine with them. I'm not. I don't know where you get these ragged ass surveys you're using today to generate conversation, but they're working.
No, look, but everybody has it right. But it's different degrees of confidence, though, Jerome.
About their appearance way past freaking 35 years age. I mean, I'm less self-conscious about it now than I was at 20, 25 or whatever, but I've known I look like me for a long ass time. You would think I would give up on what I look like, because ain't a whole lot of brother can do at this point.
Better.
But it don't mean I don't try to, so what's your definition of self-conscious, And so no, I'm you got some bullshit as
well, it was
survey says your surveys are shit right now.
It wasn't me, first of all. A new study of 2,000 adults found that British people. Okay, well, that's part of the problem. But this was on metro.co.uk.
They got a whole different thing.
Yeah, it's a whole. But it talks about.
Which one is the British one?
What?
Oh, that wasn't one of the first two? This is the third one?
No, this was the whole. The article is on metro.co.uk. So it's a UK site that has.
But I'm saying the 2,000 British people are for the 46-year-old or 35.
It's all of it. All of it. It's the same survey.
Oh,
so what they found out is most people stop caring at 46.
We America. This is America. This ain't that. don't be coming over here with this foreign shit talking. Really? What kind of shit?
Don't give me that shit. Because you know why? They're nicer in Europe to each other. They're nicer to each other. So these numbers are fucking probably worse in America.
They stop being self-conscious about their looks at 35 because they look like shit. That's why.
Oh, no. Listen, let me tell you right now. Have you ever seen Europeans next to Americans? We look like fucking Slavic idiots next to most Europeans.
Dude.
They take care of themselves. Bro, most of them are fucking skinny. They eat right. They don't have high cholesterol and shit.
Stop, Barry. Stop.
I'm telling you.
You say Europeans, you said Great British. That's different.
They're in Europe.
For one, that's different. For two, you said British.
Yeah.
All right. Great Britain, the UK.
Yeah.
You look at it's like singing groups. The best of. The British best of album ain't got shit on the US best of when it comes to looks or what. So don't tell me they in great shape and they got low cholesterol. Fuck cholesterol. It's not even a fair fight. Americans, man, please get out of here.
Look, but I think it opens up the question. When I opened it up to the chat, everybody had a moment in their life where they said they stopped caring about what people thought in general.
They thought you was talking about us. They didn't know
I
you
am, though.
talking about them.
Hey, we can still have the conversation as Americans just because it was a fucking British survey. Don't give me that shit. Every motherfucker that gets up and picks out an outfit, they're like, okay, I like this. This makes me feel good. This looks good.
No,
I didn't.
If I said, boy, I'm about to text you this one later. I couldn't say that because it would come on. It wouldn't come
Get your ass canceled. Don't fuck around and get canceled in April.
I come out racist. But there are some surveys that you can throw out a number.
Survey said these crackers
throw this number, and the Americans will go, oh, hell no. Got that beat. And then, anyway, you can't use a British survey and talk to Americans.
Okay, I disagree. Did you watch the draft last night? Did you?
They don't even have a draft. They don't even have a draft, British. Do you see it? You see any British dudes get drafted? You see any British family looking all smooth and not self-conscious?
There might be an Aussie kicker that goes in round 5.
Florida and Georgia and Alabama trying to show off what they look like. We better than them. We better than them and always will be.
Oh my God.
Their ass.
You are crazy.
You didn't read about that?
We won.
Oh, that's right. You didn't go to a big school.
I didn't go. I went to Lone Star College. What are you talking about?
You went to a community.
I went to. Shut up, Jerome. You're making me self-conscious about my education. I just spent 4 hours proving I can't spell, and now you're on here dogging me because I went to community college.
I got to college on a scholarship. You got to college on a coupon. I just made that one up. I'm about to write that one down.
Good. You should write that down. Oh my God.
You can use that one. That's pretty good. That's wrong. I feel bad for that one. That's kind of low. Accurate, but kind of low.
I had one of them gold C coupons. That's a throwback. Not everybody knows about them gold C coupon books. Remember those? The big fat ass books?
The blue thing?
You had to tear it out. Yeah, you had like 19 free Big Macs when you buy a Big Mac meal and shit. Yeah. I was like, shit. Hey, who else wants an associate's?
12 credits in college. Yeah, I'm taking that one.
Hey, anybody want to get their associates with me? I got a 2-for-1 in Lone Star. Got that shit on a Groupon. Oh my God, Jerome. You make my head hurt.
Yeah, you got to put that on stage for somebody to steal it, man.
That's some funny shit. Good. Oh, that's really good. Yeah. See, I almost can't do it just because you did it. I wouldn't want to steal your magnificence. That is a funny ass fucking premise.
I write these for you, man. This is part of our thing.
That's a funny ass
premise. That's our
premise.
relationship.
Did you watch?
I know I'm funnier than you. I know how sensitive you are right now.
This interview is over. I'm muting your ass. Now you done lost your goddamn mind.
But you're old enough where you don't care what people think. Remember? Oh, that's right. You ain't British.
I didn't say
My bad.
fucking heck. What? Why'd you
I
even
got thrown
call?
off by that early ass survey you threw out here with that
Oh my
bullshit.
God.
My fault. Otherwise, I wouldn't say this because I know how sensitive you are.
I didn't
but,
answer though. I never said I wasn't self-conscious. I never said that I didn't I owned it. I said I'm a people pleaser.
That's the only 20 seconds I cut right before it started. I heard you say, I stopped caring. And like, well, you don't care, so I can say whatever the fuck I want to.
No, I still care. It just doesn't bother me. There's a difference. Like, I don't let it bother me. Well, it bothers me, but okay, now this is going too far. Did you see this?
When you having a meltdown on it?
That's going too far.
See?
They put Jerome as funny.
See, something like that.
That bothers me.
I remember in Corning on those old ones saying Jerome is funny. All them other motherfuckers are like, he ain't funny. Get his ass out here. You don't even look good. Why you wearing a crazy looking ass shirt? What's wrong with them glasses?
Oh my God.
Why you talking with the voice so high? You don't sound like a man. That won't bother me at all.
You must have. Did somebody tell you that before?
Because in Corner said I'm funny. No,
that's it. That's the only thing you focus on.
Even if they threw him out there, it wouldn't matter to me.
Oh my God.
I focus on the positive.
I'm closing this survey. I'm never going back to that website ever again. I'm never using that survey. I'm never using that source. I just thought it was a good conversation, but you had valid points about it.
It turned into a good conversation. You're correct.
Okay, did you watch the draft? Do you give a shit about the draft? You didn't care about the draft. Are you writing about it?
I watched the draft. Oh, no, I like the draft. The draft. I don't like to talk about the draft when it's coming up.
Gotcha.
Hours and hours and days and weeks and months talking bullshit. When they get to the actual draft and things happen, it's fun. It's interesting. It's pretty fascinating. So yeah, I watched. No doubt.
Did you watch the whole thing? I mean, like, because there's towards the end it doesn't matter. But that first, 1 through 15 was pretty interesting. I think once the Patriots got Mac Jones, then it started to tail off a little bit because now you had kind of all the moves took place
on the level of the players we talked about, and that's kind of my point. Is like people spend so many hours talking about it, and then they act like, well, we only was interested in the first 15 picks. Like, how'd you spend that much time talking about something where you kind of knew who all the 15 players were going to be? Just didn't know where they were going to fall, et cetera. So now I watched the whole first round. I mean, I didn't sit there waiting through all the minutes, but I wanted to watch each pick because the most fascinating part of it is I like to see the families and how they react, and it's emotional, it's exciting, and I kind of play a game with myself, because majority of the players, even if you know the players, and you know what school they went to, but the players in the school they went to, can't do this anymore with the NBA, but you can still do it with the NFL. You know who they are, and you know what school they went to, but you don't know where they're from. And I try to play a little guessing game. I look at their family and how they dress and go, oh, they from Florida. They from South Florida. Oh, that look like a Jackson. That's like some Jacksonville folk. Let me that's Georgia. That's Georgia.
Oh, that's 504 right there.
I usually spot Texas, and I'm not always right. That makes it more fun. And I'll pick the place that is, and then you're like, oh, they from Hawaii or somewhere.
Utah. Oh yeah, they're definitely Utah. Look at that.
They from that way.
They're from Hawaii.
They ain't from the dark side of America.
No, you look at Zach Wilson and you weren't like, oh yeah, that's definitely Mississippi. Yeah. No.
You spot.
That was Utah, Wyoming.
You can tell by one of the uncles what he wearing and how hard he fight to get in front of the camera. See, because in Texas we chill. Uncle stay in the back. You see Uncle in the background, like, yeah, that's right. We got this. That's a Texas uncle. You get one of them Mississippi, Alabama uncle. He be wearing like that. He be wearing a cow print suit, like Chick-fil-A, and he all out in front of the camera. Like, no, you ain't caught nail touchdown. Sit your ass down.
It's the biggest dap hug you've ever seen in your whole life. It is so over the top. You have never hugged your nephew like that. Not once. You just had to sell it for the camera. Sit down.
I will tell you one of the things that stood out, and they've been doing it for years, but they haven't put the camera on each one of them like they have the last few years. So now they put a camera in the war room. It used to only have like, okay, we got a camera in 3 war rooms, and they wouldn't show you much of what was happening. But it does crack me up now. Team have like the second pick, right? They know who the hell they gonna get, right? So they pick, and they go around shaking each other's hand and dapping each other up like they just done something. You didn't do nothing. You just put in a name. Like, here's the name. We'll take this guy. Yeah, baby. We
got him. Like, you didn't know, right? Yeah.
But they didn't do anything. Right. I mean, like,
I also don't understand, why do they make Jacksonville wait the 5 minutes? Like, can't Jacksonville turn their pick in at any moment? Like, couldn't they?
Oh, yeah.
I think they should give the first pick like a contingent, right? Like, if we don't get a trade, this is our pick, but if we get an offer, we have the right to accept it.
No, they did that on purpose for 2 reasons. One is they could get a trade offer that blows them out and they have to make a move. But 2, when else is Jacksonville going to hold everybody's attention?
It's true.
Except right now. This is their time. This right here.
Their time to shine.
This is their little stretch of time where the whole NFL is watching Jacksonville. And yeah, they're going to milk it for all it's worth. I ain't mad at them for that.
What stood out to you the most from day one? Was there one moment where, was it Zach Wilson's mom? Was it the collusion in the NFC East to fuck the Giants by the Eagles and the Cowboys? What stood out to you the most?
Everybody's trying to win for themselves. They don't give a damn. What always stands out to me is how great every pick is, with the rare exception, and how I know damn well 3, 4, 5 years from now, some 2 years from now, you'll look back and go, that was a stupid ass pick. And true. It always stands out to me about how great, not just, oh, that's a pretty good pick, man. He could be all right for them. It's like, oh no, awesome player. What a pick. He's just this and that. And it's like, no, he's not. Yeah. I don't know who all the he's not there are, or but it's not my job to. It just amazes me how it always falls in place. And, oh, that's who the Patriots wanted all along was Mac Jones. No, they didn't. No. They
feel good that they got him, but I don't think that they were. I mean, the Patriots always strike me as the best available and need, right? But they're a best available and need organization.
They were drunk at a club at about 1:48. Last call is already on. The DJ is like, ain't but 2 songs left. What you gonna do tonight? And they're like, Mac Jones.
That's my dog.
You the one we wanted all along.
Baby boy. What?
The 49ers picked up somebody early. Mm-hmm. Early in the evening. Because they actually did get a choice after 2 others was gone. Yeah. But at least they were early.
I mean, people are singing the praises of the Bears, the chat and online. Everybody says the Bears probably did well by getting Justin Fields, if you believe in him. And again, it's like you said. Look, nobody was enamored with the Chiefs getting Patrick Mahomes. You thought, all right, he's a gunslinger, but it's that spread offense. It hasn't translated. We don't know what to expect. And here he is, the best quarterback in the NFL right now. Yeah. Justin Fields gives me that vibe, like he might surprise some people, but you don't know. You don't know.
But I'm much more of the reason that Justin Fields won't give me that vibe. He ain't no fucking Pat Mahomes. Stop that.
I just see now. That's what I had, and I had to specify that. I'm not suggesting that Justin Fields is going. I'm saying you get that same. You get that you get that same underdog vibe where he could be one of those stories.
You mentioned 2 names. You only mentioned 2 names.
Yeah, Mahomes, it was an example because Mahomes was picked around that time, right? Wasn't he like
that? But I was trying to give you a bad example until you cut me off and wanted to argue about your bad example.
I'm very self-conscious about my examples, Jerome.
I your feelings because you 46ish.
I'm exactly 46. I stopped giving a fuck 2 minutes ago.
Hey, I was on here 2 minutes ago.
Yeah, that's when I stopped. When you told me I got my fucking degree with a coupon, that's when I was like, well, he's right. Fuck it.
But the reason the Bears are getting some love is, one, all the controversy about all these quarterbacks going and everybody like Justin Fields is going to get shafted, and they overdid that a little bit. But it's that they did something to go get it. So it's not the same, but the Texans got more love for going up to get Deshaun Watson than the Chiefs did for taking Pat Mahomes. And that's because the Texans gave up something to go get it. You know what I mean? And they went and got a guy who is a national champion and it, showed big games, and everybody had seen play a bunch of times. So I would say that the Bears are much more like the Texans than the Chiefs and Mahomes. That's the reason I was poo-pooing your Mahomes comparison. Not to mention, just feels ain't no Patrick Mahomes.
But no, that's a valid comparison.
I don't think he's as good as Deshaun Watson either. No. But it doesn't mean he can't play.
Yeah, and it's going to be interesting. I mean, there was a lot of. I love the. It's like you said, the leading up to it. I mean, I talked a little bit about it, but some people, it's their job, right? Like they have to just ad nauseum talk about the draft. And then when you start to see it all fall apart, every year we forget that everybody missed all or most of the draft is saved for the first 2 or 3 or 4. And then we're right back to it all over again. Do you feel like anybody didn't, or is there one that stands out where like, man, they really should have addressed this? Because we did a show last night, John Westling, myself, and Mike Liebeschock have that new show. And we were noticing this trend of quarterbacks being paired with receivers that they played for, right? Burrow and Waddle.
I don't think that's a trend. I just think we're talking about 2 schools specifically in Alabama and LSU just have some great talented receivers come through with some decent to good quarterbacks at the same time. It's not a let's go pair a guy with a guy. It's just this is the guy who's here and we just happen to take the other guy the year before. You know what I mean? I really don't think they went out of the way to go, they played together. I mean, teams don't think like that nearly as much. It's a good sounding story. But it doesn't work that way.
Look, but the Bengals had an opportunity to get Sewell and protect Joe Burrow, but they didn't.
Here's a guess, a straight guess, and I'm going to write about the draft of the weekend, and I haven't started doing research what I'm going to write about yet. But here's a guess that's probably pretty close to being accurate. Mm-hmm. Alabama has had 4 receivers taken in the first round in the last 2 years, right? My guess is, like, University of Texas has never had 4 in the history of the school receivers taken in the first round. Mm-hmm. A&M has not had 4 receivers taken in first. A bunch of schools have not had 4 receivers taken in the first round in the history of the school. Let alone 2 quarterbacks taken in the first round in the last couple of years, etc. So it's a weird combination of things. That just fell into place. I mean,
But both of those teams needed to address offensive line. Penei Sewell was still on the board at 5 and 6. Nobody had taken him yet. A lot of people say he was.
That's what this draft.
But why not address that need? Why not protect your franchise quarterback?
It doesn't matter what you need. Take the best player.
Most people feel like he was one of the top 3 players. I mean, right?
Who?
Penei Sewell, an offensive tackle. Like a lot of people felt like he was a cornerstone tackle.
Let's talk about it in 6 years.
Well, yeah, I mean, obviously, but that's all.
I don't do that shit. I
know
that foolishness.
But I'm saying you feel like rather than getting a receiver, why wouldn't you protect the guy? You can get a receiver in. This is a deep receiver draft.
Okay, I hear you.
What are you doing?
Okay, I know. I'm like, okay. You want to argue about whether you take a tackle or receiver? Okay, go ahead.
Yes, that's my point. I was asking you. It's a weird thing when you have the opportunity to get a cornerstone tackle and you get his buddy.
It's not weird for me to take somebody to score fucking touchdowns. It's not weird to me.
Well,
now if you get a guy and he don't score a touchdown, then that's a problem.
Yeah,
he score a bunch of touchdowns. You won't be asking about who the hell the tackle is.
It's gonna be hard to score touchdowns when you're laying on your back because you didn't get a tackle.
Okay. There have been a bunch of touchdowns scored when the tackle wasn't all that spectacular. Who played tackle for the Chiefs?
Who played tackle for the Texans?
and who lit up the league last year with some sorry receivers? So you
just made my point. They had a serviceable to above average to good left tackle, Larry Tunsil. Deshaun Watson had a great year with no receivers. You should have went tackle, not receiver.
Any of those quarterbacks as good as Deshaun Watson? So no.
Joe Burrow's not. Tua's not.
This
but
is not an exact science, and that's
Sure.
the problem with talking about the draft. People waste way too much time. I don't give a shit who the fucking Cincinnati Bengals draft. I don't care.
You don't care, but people care about football. People want to talk
Talk
about
to those
that.
people. Yeah, that's not football. This
But
is
I
the
just
draft.
want your opinion on these things. People care about your opinion on these
I-
things.
I
And just to
gave
be like,
you-
I don't care, that's the word. Like, what?
No, I gave it.
Make
to
that
you
your next- make that your
I
next
gave it to
article.
you that there's not a trend about drafting guys that played on the same team. It just happened this time. It's not a trend. It's not like people are gonna go out and try to draft. Yeah, you think the 49ers are gonna come back and draft a receiver from North Dakota State next year?
No.
I don't think so.
I mean, look, that part of
not
it
a
is
trend.
valid. I just questioning the pick. I'm questioning the decision to not protect him. But yeah, you're right. Now, one more thing before I let
And
you go.
nobody's
'Cause
not protecting him. They just didn't decide to draft a rookie to protect him. They decided to draft a rookie to score touchdowns.
I would rather trust a
That was
rookie
their choice.
offensive tackle than a rookie receiver in the NFL.
Okay, that's fine.
Um,
And then a bunch of offensive tackles who sucked.
True.
I
Jags,
don't know.
Jags know, right? Mark G said Bears can't
But
develop QBs.
I will tell you this: most of the trite as old as, not stereotypical is not the right word, but just regular overused lines. In the top 5 of the most overused bullshit lines that stupid sports people say, lines like everybody gets into the Basketball Hall of Fame. Bullshit. Absolutely 100% not true. Along that line, in the top 5 is you got to draft a guy who's going to be there for 10 years on the offensive line. Because you know what? They don't usually last for 10 years. They don't usually dominate for 10 years. But it's in everybody's head. I bet you if you Google that shit or search it on Twitter now, you'll see it talked about several of the guys in this draft. And I promise you, they won't be starting for 10 years.
You don't know how relieved I am I've never said that. Because I was like, he's about to say some shit I just said earlier in the show.
You sure you didn't say that?
I swear to God, I've never said
They
that.
always-
I was
that's
like,
the one.
man, he's about to say some shit I said, and I'm gonna be so mad. No, I've never said. I just talk about protection. You don't know how long a fucking guy is gonna play in the NFL. That's the hardest sport to predict longevity in the first place. So yeah, thank God I've never said that.
But on a serious note, there's the only way to know if you made the right pick of an offensive lineman over a receiver is to let them play, and then you go, we made the right choice or not.
Yeah.
Today, there is no right choice. Today is just a choice, period. Yeah. It's what they chose to do. It's no right or wrong because
but the fun is in the speculation too, though. I mean, but that's part of the fun of this. The fun sometimes for a lot of us is the speculation and the discussion.
But
for you, though, Jerome, that's just you. Some of us like to have these discussions.
Barry? Who you had on the radio? Who you had on this show for the last 20 minutes?
I know.
Eating up my time.
First of all, you and I have the conversation for the people. The people want to talk about these speculations. They enjoy this.
You know why?
Why?
You know why, Barry?
Why?
Because you worry about you care about what they think. Because you're fucking British. That's the problem.
Look at these teeth.
If you were an American,
that is definitely not British.
These people think about. You would care about me, your boy, the person you know.
All right,
you
mate.
Care about my happiness, but no, you don't give a fuck about me. You care about them. That's all right. I understand.
Mark G, thank you for the super chat. He says Bears can't develop QBs, but I like the pick. All right, you get out of here. How can the people follow you, Jerome? Oh boy, every Friday.
Don't even follow me. If y'all care about Barry more than you care about me, I don't care about you.
Your British is showing right now. Oh my God, homie, I appreciate you so much, man. Thank you for being here. Always a good time.
Stuff, dog.
That's
Anytime.
it. That is Jerome Solomon, you guys.
Next time, find American.
What'd you say?
Next time, just find an American survey. It ain't hard. You know what I'm saying?
Get out of here.
Buy America. Buy America.
Keep it American. Shut your ass up. Yo, that is Jerome Solomon. Look, that wraps up hour number 2 of Barry on Deck. Don't forget, if you're a Patreon member, if you are a member of Patreon, we're going to go and start hour number 3 shortly. I'm not a colonizer. I mean, I am, but shut up. All right, man, thank you guys for a fun week. Always a pleasure having Jerome Solomon on the show. Make sure you follow him at Jerome Solomon on Twitter. Read his articles, cron.com. Hit that thumbs up button. Thank you, Aaron J. Bryant. Thank you for reminding the people every single time. I really appreciate that. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't done that. We are going over to patreon.com/Barry on Deck. We're going to do hour number 3 of this show. It's going to be here on YouTube, but the link will only be available. The link will only be available on Patreon. So go to patreon.com/Barry on Deck. As soon as I go pee, I'm going to put it up. We're going to fire up hour number 3. I'm going to take a Wonderlic exam. I'm going to take a Wonderlic test live. We're going to see how that goes. Maybe do some AMA, talk some more shit. Have a good time. I appreciate you guys. Thank you for all the love and support every single day that you provide me, man. You guys will never know how much I appreciate you being here. Never know. So until Monday, if I don't see you in the 3rd hour, be safe. Be kind. Most importantly, love each other. See you on Monday. That is definitely not the right outro. Fuck it. Do it.